time to finally say goodbye to this beauty. Can you hear me all right over the intercom? Amazing. There's a fair bit of change coming yet. It was fairly blustery a couple of our nights here, so we had 5 times scope out, so we didn't budge. So the holding here, with the wind coming from the north around to the northeast. Although do be careful if you get too close to land. It drops off quite quickly, it gets quite deep quite quickly, so you can get close, but there's a massive forest under the water. So you could get caught up in some weeds and some rocks if you get too close. But out here it seems all sandy and good. It comes from deep down. Oh, that's interesting. It looks more like clay than sand. That is why it held so long. Let's have a closer peek at that. That is definitely a kind of clay. So look at that. That's why we didn't budge. Now that sounds more like it. A bit breezy. It's quite blustery out here as we get closer to this Anchorage. I hope it's a bit more sheltered than it feels out here. Lots and lots of lobster pots we're keeping an eye out for at the moment. So many lobster pots.
After dodging a minefield of lobster pots, we found complete shelter from what was developing into a fairly strong northeasterly wind here in a place called Chapmans Pool.
Do you ever get the impression that a place has a bad omen? Like, I'm looking around this, we're just about to get off and take Hank for a walk. I just went down to go to the toilet before we take him for a stroll, and then Carly shouts down and I'm like, I'm on the toilet. She's like, no, there's an avalanche. And I was like, oh, what? An avalanche? I just think of snow and snowboarders. There's an avalanche. Anyway, so I've come running up to the deck to have a look, and apparently a family just narrowly got crushed by a bunch of rocks that have just all come collapsing down the side of this cliff. This is insane. They're all just looking at it now. That bunch of rocks just there.
And the fact he's just going to stone.
He's just stood there. He's like, that could have been me. Just about to jump off the boat and take Hank for a walk. And I've looked over at this little Cornish shrimper or whatever it is in the corner. And I'm like, I feel like we're a lot closer to that boat. And we looked at Navionics, and it's being a bit bananas. I know it's meant to be GPS, but whenever we have really bad reception, like zero phone reception, it doesn't seem to work very well. So anyway, I've got this horrible feeling we might be dragging anchor, so we're just about to give it a whirl. Between thinking we'd run over a lobster pot, to watching a cliff just fall down and nearly kill a family, to like, I feel, you know, when you get that feeling, you're like, don't leave the boat yet. Hit reverse. Okay. I feel like we have. Okay, I feel like we have. Maybe I'm just being extraordinarily paranoid. That felt like a bite. Alright, happy. I'm happy now.
If you're happy, I'm happy.
I mean, just a lot of bad stuff has happened here already, right? Well, it's spooky. This feels like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom or something. There's some...
Yeah, it's not my favourite. Right, so engine off.
Engine off.
We're happy with set.
We're good. Gonna come for a walk? You gonna brave this place? Let's do it. All right. Do you want to find a fresh fossil?
I don't know. That one there.
Where? Ooh, this one.
Yeah. There's a few, look, right there.
Oh wow. So this is literally just what we've watched fall down. That's mental.
There's another one.
Oh wow, look at all that.
And there's one there, look, on that
That's
long
a good
sliver.
one. So yeah, this, I don't know what rock it is. Dan from Itchen will know.
Or Jeremy.
Jeremy, yeah. Look at that.
There's loads, look, isn't there?
That potentially hasn't been seen for millions of years. How crazy is that? I don't think I'm being hyperbolic at all when I say this, but we literally just, well, Carly, watched this avalanche happen 10 minutes ago. All these fossils were embedded in the side of that cliff, and we could be amongst the first human beings that have ever seen these particular fossils, ever, because they've only just been exposed now. I don't know why thinking about that just feels really odd in a kind of, how remarkable is that? How unlikely is that? That's very cool. Come on, these are like jungle explorations. Think of yourself as a living stone in this moment. This is definitely the path less trodden, although it looks fairly trodden, maybe just by small children or something. It's very tight. Hank got there before we did. Sorry mate, rules is rules.
Just I can't see over the brow of the hill. That's a good boy.
So for, I'll tell you what, this is an English summer meadow to its finest, isn't it? This is just exactly the smell. Oh, this is perfect. You've got the lovely little cottage just up there in the valley.
Is Chapmans Pool winning you over now?
Well, Chapmans Pool started off a bit sketchy and it's growing on me like a fungus. For anybody who's interested in this walk, just about halfway along the beach where you saw that little water stream pouring out, we just followed a little path up and it veers off, it forks, and we turned left basically and followed it up this hill, and what a treat. What a treat.
You know, don't you? Come on. It's right, I won't chop off your head.
Check it out. It is a hike. Not gonna lie, it's a hell of a hike, especially the last bit. The last bit goes super steep, but if you're gonna make the effort to come all the way down here, you could sit here for hours. It's a great vantage point. Definitely do it. What a beaut. I was just about to come in and see what you guys are up to.
stuff. I'm about to fill the water bottle so that we can go take Hank to shore, and so I can get some weather updates.
Okay.
Because I have no signal.
So we are kind of a little bit pinned in Chapmans Pool. It's offering great protection from the sort of north to northeasterly winds, somewhat strong winds that we're dealing with at the moment, and that's not a problem. The problem is we need to get into Pool Harbour, which is east, exactly the direction that the winds are coming, because I need a minor medical procedure, just a little surgery. Nothing major, just a little surgery. Anyway, I need to get there. So a couple of the issues are we're going to need to go around St Albans Head, and as I say, we've got somewhat strong winds coming from the direction we need to go, and it's spring tides. So our options are we could go when the sea will be flattest, which is wind with tide, which will be a very, very long, slow slog. Or we can have the tide on our side, which means we'll have wind against tide, which will probably be a bit of a roller coaster. So it's like trying to figure out which is the less of two evils. A 4-hour trip taking 12 hours, or a very boisterous 4 or 5 hours. But we're going to go up to the top of the cliff now to get phone reception, because Chapmans Pool has precisely no phone reception. And so we're going to go up there, get some weather updates, and see if we can find the least bad option to get round there. But jump in the comments, let us know, what would be your least bad option? Slow, long slog against wind and tide, if you had to do it, or have the tide helping you out, but obviously the wind going against it, which would create a bit of a boisterous sea state. Are you coming with us, Hank? We're going to go for walkies? For wee-wees? So I can't believe he doesn't want to get up yet. Hank, you for walkies? Have you upset him? What have you done? Hey, wakey. Do you think he's lost?
Morning.
Oh, good. Go on then, up, get. Alright. Oh, he knows. Straight there. There's no messing. He's like, alright, let's go then. You've got me out of bed. Let's go. Do you reckon I could just get there, mate? I need to get the boat. Haha. I just needed an extra hand, didn't I, mate? What about you? Coming on? Landing party at ready! On here! Alright, it's a tad windy, but the hunt for some phone reception begins, and the ability to update this weather routing. The camera really doesn't do justice to how steep it is.
Oh gosh, it goes all the way up.
Goes all the way up?
Yeah.
It's a shortcut. The ground here almost looks like clay when it rains. I bet that's more of a slip and slide. 2 bars. We're on top of a mountain, but do you know, I'll take it. I'll take it. Should be enough for us to figure out where we're going, when we're going, how we're going. So that's one we went up yesterday. Beautiful view. I would say out of the two, that's probably the nicer vantage point. Like
It was also sunset, so the lighting was nice.
yeah. For any of you who are watching from abroad who perhaps have never had the opportunity to visit England before, I think seasonally and environmentally this is probably one of my favourite smells. It's literally walking through the countryside during the start of summertime. Everything's just coming out to bloom. Oh, it just smells great. It just reminds me of being a kid and school's just about to break up and we've got 6 to 8 weeks ahead of us of holiday and just nothing matters, not a care in the world. It's just... that's the smell, right there. Oh, so good.
The moment I've been waiting for, scones with jam and clotted cream. Although they do it the way you like it. Is this the Devonshire way?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Cornwall they do it the right way. They do it with the jam on the bottom and the cream on top. What do you guys do? Do you have a preference? Does it matter? Let us know in the comments. You want?
I'll have a bite of one.
Okay. And after finding that much needed phone reception, we found a window in which we'd be able to leave Chapmans Pool as comfortably as we could possibly hope. So be sure to join us next time as we get all of Godoa's sails flying as we head back round St Albans Head. And once again into some unexpectedly amazing new anchorages, which we will of course share with you all on Godoa.com, where we're building a completely free Anchorage resource for anyone to enjoy. Now, this is a project which wouldn't be possible if not for the amazing support from our legendary patrons. And let me just personally say a big thank you to some of our most recent team members. A huge thank you goes out to Mike and Beth, to Simon, to David Lane, Mark, Espen Bergen, Liz Stewart, Brian Jones, and of course, Roger Twin, and to all the rest of you out there who've supported us in all the other ways possible, through the rum button, through the likes, the shares, the comments. You are all amazing. Not only do you all help us make videos to showcase the very best of the remarkable places that we get to visit, but you really are playing a vital role in building something which we hope will become a useful tool for both new and existing cruisers alike to these majestical, great British cruising grounds.